Hi everybody and welcome to episode number 15. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful number. I am so excited about today's episode because I have my very first interview with one of my favorite TikTokers and content creators named La, so stay tuned and let's get started. We're gonna get to the interview in a moment, but before that I wanted to share a few things that totally made my week, and I wanted to start with this appreciation for these flowers. They're from my mom's garden and they're so gorgeous and they smell heavenly. Like, I don't want to make you feel envious, but you should be, because this is a vibe. I'm totally feeling it. Also, it is June, which means that it is Pride Month, and in honor of Pride and all my queer friends, I got my nails done. Look at this. Oh, look at these rainbows. Oh my goodness. Anytime I have an opportunity to celebrate love, celebrate authenticity, acceptance, inclusivity, count me in. I'm all about that celebration. So happy Pride Month to everyone. And I wanted to share this poem that I absolutely loved, that I heard for the very first time actually this week. Check this out.
You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese high in the clean blue air are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things.
This week we also celebrated Father's Day here in Lithuania, and I wanted to give a special shout out to my husband because he is the most incredible father that I know, and I'm not saying this just to praise him for the sake of praising. I genuinely feel this in my whole body. Watching them together, observing his love for my son is the greatest gift that I could ever receive as a mother, as a wife. I love them together. I love our family. I love my husband. Happy Father's Day to you, my love, once again. I love you. To celebrate Father's Day, we organized a very spontaneous trip and we went by the sea. We actually went to a neighboring country, which is really close to where I live, well, my parents live, Jurmala in Latvia, and we had the most wonderful time. It was a trip of firsts because Balis went to see the sea for the very first time. He loved it. If we would have allowed him just to keep walking towards the sea, he would have gone all in. But he's also tried ice cream for the very first time, and I would not say that he loved it. But it was my ice cream that I got for myself, and the flavor was, you know, some people love it, some don't. It was chocolate chip mint. So next time we definitely have to try chocolate or vanilla or something like a more popular crowd pleaser. Overall, we had just the most wonderful weekend. My parents came along with us. We stayed overnight in one of the national parks, guest housed, and we woke up in the middle of the woods in nature, and we spent some time by the sea. And there was a festival during the first day. Not a festival, it was like the opening ceremony of the season, and there was a parade and orchestra. But this is at that age where he's starting to enjoy crowds, music, concerts, noise. He was dancing a few times, you know, in the middle of the street because the music was on. So it's very interesting to observe and watch him because he's more of a sensitive person and more of a shy kind of guy. Well, not shy. He's not shy. He's more of an observer. So now he's becoming a participant also of the activity. It was just, I had a wonderful weekend. It totally made my week. We spent the week with my parents and I had such a good time. Sorry, the light is very weird because the windows are reflecting the sun, so it's all over the place, but we're going with the flow. I loved being at my parents because we have a kiddie pool, so Buddies was in the water. It was really, really hot. Also, strawberries are in season at the moment, and there are so many strawberries in my mom's garden, so we were stuffing our faces and our bellies. We were almost living outside the whole time in the garden, and I had a wonderful time. I cannot wait to go back. I don't know what to do with the light, whether I should sit like this or this. Like, what's happening? I don't know. Anyways, in honor of Father's Day, I found some clips online that are heartwarming relationships of father and daughter, father and son. Check this out and enjoy. This is so cool.
I know. Oh!
And the little one too!
Reverse?
Oh. First of all, skills. Like, oh my gosh. Second of all, these are core memories for this child. Third, the fact that the father took the time not only to learn to surf like this, but to do it with his child is... I'd be the father in this video. I'd be the anxious one. To be the Swiftie father. Can you imagine the patience that they had to have? Like a 3 hours concert, is that how long that is? The Eras Tour concert? Like, this is fatherhood. This, oh my gosh, I love this one.
That sheared in half.
Oh, look at our cameraman capturing.
Watch him. Oh, protected his kids. Save. Big league.
Wow.
I'm speechless. Okay, final thing that made my week, and we're gonna get to the interview now, is I washed with the power water tool, I don't know what's it called in English, my parents' sauna. I was so proud of myself, and I love clean TikTok. I love watching, you know, those videos where people wash either cars or the grass. They cut the grass and they make their gardens real nice, or they power wash anything. Like, this is my ASMR, that's the acronym. But in a video form, I love, and now I got to do it myself. I power washed their sauna. Oh, I loved it. It was really, really hard, a lot harder than I thought it would be because the pressure and like you really have to hold the thing, the gun. But I was so proud of myself. It made my week. Okay, I'm not gonna keep you waiting any longer. Let's get to the interview. I had a conversation with one of my favorite TikTokers. Her name's La. I don't know how she ended up on my For You page, but I'm grateful to all the algorithm gods for matching us. I absolutely adore her content. I love seeing her on my For You page, and I'm sure you will love this interview as well. We chatted about her journey on TikTok as a creator, a little bit about her as a mother, as a person. So enjoy, let me know in the comments what you thought, what resonated with you, and let's make her dreams happen. She shares her dream collaborations, so tag them in the comments, share this interview with anyone and everyone who you think that might enjoy it, who might enjoy La's content, and make sure to follow her on TikTok. And now please enjoy the conversation. I hope it makes your week. I have with me one of my favorite TikTokers. Her name's La. She's a content creator. Hi, La.
Hey,
Hi.
hey.
Okay, first of all, I just wanted to say that you make my week, my day, every single time I see you on my For You page, on my follow page. That is because, well, one, your content is always so eclectic. I never know what I'm gonna get, so I'm always like, "Ooh, what she's gonna say this time?" And I'm always entertained, well, either entertained, educated, like your series about what we wore in 2010s. Like, thank you for that, because at the time I lived in London and I can relate to that so much. I loved it. Yeah.
Straight PTSD, right?
Yes, big time. Yeah, whether you're going to talk about motherhood, terrible twos, foundations, what it means to be a Black mom in the UK, like every
Mhm.
single time, it's so interesting. And I'm so drawn into whatever you have to say. And you're so eloquent each time. Like
Thank
you
you.
have things to say, you think deeply and you share your wisdom with us. And I'm so grateful for that. So, first of all, thank you. Like,
Thank you. That was lovely. That was so lovely. Thank you.
like, I mean it. Like, I really, really mean it from the bottom of my heart. And also, well, I guess two questions in a row.
Mhm.
What made you start your TikTok channel, page, whatever, account? And then two, how do you find the time? You're a working mom of a toddler. I am also. So I'm always like, I'm watching you and I'm like, oh my gosh, how does she do it? Tell me.
I okay, let me start with question one because question two I don't actually have an answer for. But
Okay.
question one, definitely like I guess just over a year ago, like my friend was telling me at the time that she was on TikTok and she was learning so much and she found it so funny. And like I heard about TikTok during the pandemic, but I wasn't ready for another social media platform at that point. I was like Instagrammed to the tilt, like I was straight up an Instagram girly. I did not have time for another social media platform. And then my friend told me like 18 months ago about TikTok, and I just thought, let me just have a little look and see what's on there. And then like I just got reeled in essentially, and I made like one video that was about running out of nappies, like something really random, something really corny. And then one day I just got really frustrated about the cost of living because I had like Gabby at the time. So I've got a 2-year-old daughter called Gabby. I had her like during the peak of the cost of living crisis in the UK. And I just like took up like my phone. I was like, look, I looked so crusty. It was awful. And I just spoke about what it was like to have a kid in the height of the cost of living crisis and looking at nursery fees and thinking like, is this actually possible? And then ever since then, it's just like kind of snowballed, and I found that people also related to my journey. So I just felt like I should just keep sharing. And now it's like I hear you about you never know what you're gonna get on my page because it's not curated. It's just like whatever I'm feeling that day, that's what I'm experiencing. And I just hope that it reaches and resonates with someone else. And no, I really love it when it does because it feels like I've built like a nice little community over there. And yeah, it's just lovely. So that's how I started on TikTok, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Question two, how do I find the time?
Yes.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's really tricky. I think because my content is what they used to call long form content because TikTok was geared towards like 30 seconds per minute
Yep.
videos, and I couldn't fit everything I wanted to say in that really small time. So I
Yep.
think I was like probably one of the first to get that 10-minute feature because I think the algorithm is really clever at knowing that you've got a lot more that you want to say. So as soon as like the 10-minute feature came on, I was like, hey, game time. I can like really kind of be more in depth about what I want to speak about. But it's finding the time to do that. So I have like an hour in the morning between I drop off my daughter and when I'm meant to get to work. And I'm usually near enough always film during that time, just after drop off, just between work. And then if something like really kind of like impulsive comes to mind and I feel like I need to get off my chest there and then, I'll do it in my lunch break. Like it's literally a 5-minute video. It takes me like less, like it doesn't take me long to edit at all. And then obviously there's just weekends. But yeah, I very much like work it around my schedule of being a
Mm-hmm.
mum because there is just not enough time in the world. But I'm very grateful that it's not particularly time consuming because the videos are no more than 5 minutes, really.
Yeah, yeah. And the fact that you don't need to edit too much just tells more
Yeah.
about you and how, how good you are.
I also just I'm not a perfectionist. Like,
Uh,
I've not come into this with the thought of like, I'm gonna be a content creator and everything needs to look amazing. Like, I really want to come online and be as true to myself as possible. So sometimes I look horrific, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with it not being pretty and polished, or if you can see my kids like beakers in the back, like I just want to come as I am. And I think that takes away a lot of the pressure and it takes away a lot of the time to perfect the videos that you see.
yeah.
So yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and you can tell that it really resonates with people because another reason why I love your account also is comment section. Like every single
Mhm.
time I go there, I find such good insights on top of your content, and everyone's so supportive. And I don't know, I've never really seen any kind of negative or hate comment in your sections. I don't know if I don't see it or it doesn't happen. So
They're, they're far and few, and I think that's what I really like about cultivating community online because you're essentially reaching out to like more like-minded people. Every now and again, you do get someone who is provocative or rude or has a quite a polar view to you, and like I really welcome people with like very different views. But I just don't stand for offense. I also don't delete. I've only just started in the past week deleting comments that I think might hurt others
yeah.
because I want people to see the conflicting opinions. But yeah, I've been really fortunate. Like the little negative comments I do get, like I'm just not bothered. Like I'm just not bothered at all. But I've been really fortunate to have a lot of really amazing people join the community and take part in the comment section. So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
really
so I
happy.
want to Yeah, sorry, I wanted to ask, like, since the beginning, have you had any special engagements with your community? Like, have any friendships formed because of all of your work that you do on TikTok?
Well, thank you. So I think that would be my next step, if I'm honest. I think online communities are great and I think they were super important, particularly over the pandemic. But I
Mm,
do think that there's going to be a push to like more offline engagements.
mhm.
Um, so I definitely am interested to take some of these friendships, some of these relationships offline and create space for that. I've definitely bumped into a few other TikTokers or TikTok creators in the wild. And that's always it's so strange because you're so used to meeting people online and then they're in
Yeah.
person. You're like, oh my gosh, you're a real person. And I had that not last weekend, but a weekend before. I bumped into two other creators at an event and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so strange because I feel like I know everything about your life.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I feel like there has been like a lot of parasocial relationships. Definitely, there's people that I would call, I guess, online sisters or online friends, and that's really special in itself, for
Yeah.
sure.
Uh, that's awesome. And in one of your recent TikToks, you shared that motherhood unlocked your potential. And I can
Yeah.
relate to what you were saying. I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm just an elevated version of me because of my son. Can you expand a little
Mhm.
bit more? And why do you think that is? Why that happens for women? Like we
I
automatically become better.
I don't know, and I'm gonna do some dedicated reading around it. And people like say that it's like matrescence and it's like a transformation process that a woman goes through when she gives birth. But not all birth journeys are the same, not all entries into motherhood are the same. I think for me, a switch went off in my brain and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a mum. I love this child. Everything that seemed important before is just as important, but it was reframed. And I think a lot of like the self-consciousness not to go for things kind of really disappeared, which is why I'm able to be online like this because of my daughter. Because I care about the people that I'm connecting with, but I don't care about embarrassing myself as such because I know that I'm speaking my journey, I'm speaking my truth, and I'm doing it to connect with others. So I think it takes away, I think it, motherhood essentially breaks you down because you have this kid and you have no idea what to do. But I
Mm,
also think it rebuilds you in a really special way where you feel like empowered,
yeah.
I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it breaks you, then empowers you, and
Yeah,
think
literally. Like
every single
like
day, like what
I
taught.
haven't I haven't always been like super confident, and like I wouldn't necessarily have shared all the things that I've shared online prior to having kids. Like I was very different, but I think having gone through the process of literally like feeling at breaking point in motherhood and then going through the journey of rebuilding myself and feeling better than the person I was before, it goes to show that motherhood can definitely be a transformational process for sure.
Mm. And you started, I don't know if you started TikTok that way, but previously you kind of positioned yourself as a mother, as a parent, and that's kind of
Mhm.
was the center of your TikTok. And now you transitioned and you're just and you're just talking about
Yeah.
whatever you want to talk about. So, what do you see for yourself and your content in the future?
I don't know. Like, I try not to. I don't know. I think recently I've taken the decision to take content creation a little bit more seriously. Because I think I've been thinking in the future, like, what is it that I want to do? Like, do I want to be an influencer? No, I don't really want to be an influencer because, like, influencing you to do what? Like, what? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to sell products or sell experiences. I think the only type of influencer I would be an influencer to relook at your life and see how, collectively we can learn from one another. But that's not a traditional kind of influencer. So I think my bag is very much just creating content at the moment that's powerful, meaningful, funny, engaging. That's what I want to do at the moment. In the future, I don't know. I'm a terrible public speaker, even though I speak online, it doesn't mean it translates in real life. But I really think I'd like to do speaking engagements, workshops. I'd love to write, but I'm really dyslexic. But yeah, that sort of stuff. Like, I'm not interested in becoming like a mega influencer content creator. Like, I'd love to do things where I'm actually connecting with people in real life as well. So
Mm,
yeah,
beautiful.
we'll see.
Uh-huh.
We'll see.
Well, I've seen commentators under your videos saying podcast, podcast.
Yeah, the podcasting is really strange because it would really suit a lot of the commentary and the lot of analysis of motherhood and a lot of like, yeah, just a lot. It would really suit my sort of content, I guess. But at the same time, I'm like, no one's gonna sit and listen to me to talk for like 40 minutes. That's crazy. Like, I don't even want to talk for 40 minutes. But that being said, I would be definitely open to going on someone else's podcast, but definitely not my own. It gets to a point like I don't know if you get this, but when you're creating content, like you get sick of hearing your own voice. I I
Yes.
could I couldn't do that. I really couldn't do that.
Mhm. You see, I edit my videos quite a lot for a long time because I film them for a long time. So looking at myself in the screen, I'm like, nah.
It gets to you, doesn't it? You're like, it's like an internal cringe, but
Yeah.
yeah, you can overcome it. But yeah, I don't want to hear myself talk for an hour every week. No way. No way.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is a little bit more of a personal question. So I
Mhm.
hope, well, you can answer or not. So I'm going to ask
No,
about your
go for it.
dreams. Yeah, about your dreams. So what would be, since I'm not really into manifesting too much, but I do believe into talking things into existence. So
Yeah, for
what
sure.
would be your dream collaboration, whether that's with a brand, with a person, partnership, like name it and let's make it happen. Let's speak it into existence.
I So there's two like publications that I'd really like to work with because I've seen how they've worked with other not public figures, but other, I guess, content creators previously. So one is a publication in the UK called like Black Ballad, which is a membership for I guess like Black women of colour, to kind of discuss like topics and write articles and events. And I followed them since they've launched. So I'm really like keen to like circle back to that community because at the time there was nothing like it.
Uh-huh.
And obviously, like times have moved on tremendously. So, but yeah, I'd really like to do that. And I think I'd also really like to do something with, I don't know. I'm thinking potentially like stylist. because I don't know if you know, with that publication, but they've really become very women centric and very like championing of motherhood and mothers and women. It's come from like a publication that's like, oh, look at all these pretty things, to like, actually here's some really interesting commentary and dialogue about what's going on for women, like modern women. And I think that's really cool. So I think if I could do those two, those would be a great start. We'll see. We will see. I don't know. We'll see. But like speaking it out into existence, I hope one day, like, paths cross. That would be amazing.
Yes. Okay, that's awesome. I'm gonna tag them both below and we'll make this happen. Yeah. Okay, and let's end this quick interview on a high note. Would you mind sharing what has made your week recently, your day, perhaps something happened today? What was the highlight?
So my highlight of the week is that it's a Friday and it's my day off. My husband is at home. He's taken our daughter to nursery and we're going to have a nice lunch together. So I'm so looking forward to that. Like fitting in a couple times when you have a kid is just so impossible at times. So yeah, I'm so excited about that. So that's going to be my highlight of the week. And obviously, like, speaking to you, it's so lovely to like meet you in this capacity, but like definitely I think, yeah, this is the highlight as well, because it's been a really nice engagement.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad we finally kind of communicated live almost. Thank you once again for all the work, unpaid labor that you do for our entertainment, for our education, for our leisure. Everybody, can you tell everybody your handle? Where can people find you?
Yeah, so you can find me on TikTok and my handle is Birth of a Mother.
Birth of the Mother. Okay. Thank you so much. Well,
All
enjoy
right.
lunch with your husband.
Thank you. And I'll see you on the FYP.
Exactly. Probably in half an hour or so when I'm going to be scrolling again.
All right. Take care, girl. All right.
Good.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, love.
Bye.
And there it was. I hope you enjoyed our conversation. If you did, and if you feel like we are vibing, if this content is resonating with you, send me an email with your good news and I will share them on this channel, whatever made your week. Or if you are a creator, if you are a doer, if you are a hustler, drop me an email and we can have this kind of conversation. I'd love to have you on. So go ahead, make your own week, make someone's week, and make sure to come back next Wednesday for more inspiring information. Let's create a space, an atmosphere, and a time capsule where we can rest and see the goodness and celebrate goodness. So once again, enjoy Pride Month. I will see you next Wednesday. Come back for more. Stay safe and bye.